You know what, Rick? You know what just occurred to me? Earlier this week, the the first two words of this show every week are a lie. It says broadcasting live from
Tell them the
and
truth,
we're
Daryl.
we're not doing that, but hello, you're looking great. Well
Thanks.
dressed.
Yeah, well, great minds think alike. You know, things seem to run really smooth when your people are all on the same page.
We are
So
pulling from the same rope.
that seems to be. So that's a good sign for the 2026 season. Just decided to go get a haircut this morning before these storms hit. Looks like one already just blew through here. So we better get this one wrapped up because I'm going to lose connection the next time this comes through.
Oh no. Well, hopefully we're still on the air. So here's what's going on. I was going to come on and say, hey, normally we do this at 6. Hopefully you just listened to a West York Bulldogs win as we hit the air after the game tonight. That game got postponed, right around 10:30 a.m. Schools are letting out early around here, so we'll have high school basketball tomorrow. We were going to have this show on later than normal, but here we are
Mm-hmm.
back at our normal time at 6 p.m. So just like baseball season, Rick, you just got to roll with it. We're used to that.
Yeah, you got to be flexible and roll with the punches. Sometimes things don't go off as planned, but hey, you see my lights on and off. Just we got issues
Oh,
here.
oh, that's not a good sign.
Yeah,
Um, if anybody's watching on YouTube, you can see some creepy stuff going on in Rick's home, with the lights flickering.
yeah,
And
we're gonna have some big power problems today. It seems like if it's already and really the storm just blew through, so it's the start of it. But
yeah,
yeah, I don't know. I'd be shocked if we don't lose power at some point today.
man, you can also see that we're wearing the same thing. And for most of the winter, this white pullover, there was a day like in December where I was trying to carry my coffee and get the dog in the house at the same time, and he pulled real hard, and this white pullover was brown with coffee stains for like 2 months, but I feel clean enough to break it out again. So
Yeah, I usually should put stains all on my white or light colored clothes, so I generally try to wear dark. But what kind of coffee was that you had?
what was that?
What brand of coffee did you have there?
It's almost every day. It's Tim Hortons Keurig K cup. So
Oh, nice. You
I know
must be
you
making
give.
big money to afford the K cups. I can't do it that way. Can't afford it.
Oh, well, yeah. As a matter of fact, that no, I'm just kidding. It was probably in that Starbucks mug though that you give me a rough time for
Yeah.
carrying around.
McDonald's coffee, buddy. Right there or Rutter's. Try
Hey,
it.
I'm down. I'm down. That's solid too. Um, the World Baseball Classic last night. One of our umpires would have never missed a call like that at the end.
Was there a call missed?
Oh, were you asleep already?
Of course I was asleep there. I go to bed at 9 o'clock, pal. What happened?
Yeah. Well, the USA won. Strike three was a little low, so
Oh, you would
I'm
have lost your mind if you're on the losing side of that, huh, Daryl?
no,
I can only
no.
imagine. I mean, and you wouldn't have let that go for like 48 hours. It would have been main topic of every conversation you had for 2 straight days.
Yeah, maybe.
I saw the highlights. Looked good to me. Strike three, game over.
Okay. Well, uh, baseball's certainly got some eyeballs on it right now, though. That's
Yeah.
kind of fun.
Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, it's kind of like a World Series type ball game in March. I mean, I watched the first 5 or 6 innings before I went to sleep, and um, I saw the highlights of it this morning. Looked like a good game and well pitched. I mean, two powerful lineups got stymied, and um, yeah, you hate for it to come down to that last pitch. But wasn't there a guy in scoring position there? What was the situation?
Oh yeah, yeah. He was at third. There was a walk, either lead off or one out walk. I
Yeah,
think one out.
too
Pass
close to
ball.
take. Too close to take, I guess. But
Yeah.
anyway, it worked out for the U.S. favor. Quality pitch.
Yeah. Well, before we get to our two signings this week, and we have Joe DeLuca coming up, a phone interview. We caught him while he was driving from point A to point B last week, so he won't be on YouTube with us, but his interview will be on the radio portion of this program. Just give folks an idea of what we're looking at here. As we get into the back half of the month of March, we have two player signings today. Next Monday, the 23rd, we'll have hopefully two more. Um, Maybe even three. We'll see. But then what is okay. The following week would be March 30th, and the Phillies are on shortly after 6 that evening. We're actually going to move Hot Stove to Wednesday, April 1st, 2 weeks from now, and then the shackles will be off, and we can announce whoever we want to announce at that point. We don't have to wait until the April 1st time constraint at that point. So, anyway, Rick, we have two player signings today, and let's start with an addition to your pitching staff. I'll turn it over to you. Who do we have first?
Yeah, we've signed young right-hander Jack Nedrow. Who comes to us. He pitched in Chicago in the American Association last year. It was his pro debut. Finished up his college career at South Florida and had an amazing season last year between South Florida and the American Athletic Conference and the Chicago Dogs of the American Association. Um, combined like a 3.7 ERA, 140 plus innings, and only 26 walks. The whip was really good. And heard a lot of good things. Actually, Chance Cisco was with the Dogs last year, and we're all familiar with Chance. And he actually said a lot of really good things about Jack as a pitcher and as a person, and highly recommended him. And so I reached out. We had some nice conversations. He has an impressive resume in college and played at a couple different schools, but 32 and 10, 35 and 15 lifetime between college and pro ball, and really good whip, walks, the strikeout ratio is really good. So hopefully he can come in and be a strike thrower at the back of our rotation.
Yeah, just 23 years old, second year pro, 6'2" righty, 225. So, big, uh, well built right-hander. He's from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Went the junior college route before South Florida, which is some big time baseball, and he was great there, as you mentioned, Rick. So when you're uh, when you're determining, whether a guy that young can compete or succeed at this level. And the American Association last year, Chicago, not an easy park to pitch in. So, that's a good indicator. But what are you looking for that tells you that he's ready for this league?
Well, some positive scouting reports. Obviously, somebody that's been in our league and somebody that has a pretty good knowledge of what it takes to succeed. Um, he's a stock righty. He's not going to overwhelm you with velocity, but he's got enough to be a problem for 6 innings. And um, obviously, the walks are what really stand out to me. I mean, it makes it easier to play behind somebody that's going to throw strikes and let you defend the field behind them. And you're more likely to get length in a specific game and over the course of the season out of somebody that is willing to compete in the strike zone. So we want to take a look at him and see if he can really solidify that spot, like I said, in the back end of our rotation and kind of give us those 6 or 7 innings every 5 days.
Yeah, and at the pro level last year, 2.1 walks per nine. At the college level, just 1.3 walks per nine. He started at both levels, so he definitely throws strikes. Is Stan's in Chicago now, right? Stan
Yeah,
Clyburn?
yeah, that's where Stan is with his twin brother Stu.
Right, right. Did you trade for Jack, or was this a free agent signing?
No, they're free agent signings. They have the same rules that we have in the Atlantic League now. That they have a protected list just like we do, so guys can jump leagues in the off season because they're free agents. They just can't jump teams within the American Association without a trade.
Well, Jack Nedrow coming to York here this season, and we haven't, there's some other pitching in the weeks ahead. If he's a potential starter, how do you feel about your starting pitching depth at this point? I know that's a very important thing.
I feel like we have enough people. Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, nobody really knows. I mean, on paper, I think we got depth and we got plenty of options. We also have some guys that I think could qualify as being really good bulk relievers too, if they're not in that rotation. So we'll see how it all shakes out. I feel like we're in a pretty good place, to be honest with you. I'm really hunting bullpen arms.
Well, Jack Nedrow, he was an All-American in college, tremendous career, showed that he can do it at a high level in the pro game last year, and he will bring that to York here in our starting rotation in 2026. Right-hander Jack Nedrow is announced first. We'll take a break here on this week's edition of Rev's Hot Stove Weekly, presented by Shipley Energy. That interview on the radio side with Joe DeLuca, who we caught up with phone only. We caught up with him last week. We'll air that in our second segment. And then back to Rick for another player signing coming up. Stay with us here on Rev's Hot Stove Weekly, presented by Shipley Energy. Welcome back here on Rev's Hot Stove Weekly, presented by Shipley Energy. Jack Nedrow was announced in our first segment. Just had Joe DeLuca, great interview with him. We appreciate all of his time on phone last week. And back to Rick, and we can see you again on
Here I
the
am.
YouTube. You left me hanging. They could only see me, which is not great.
Yeah, well, we've got technical difficulties with these storms around here. I don't know what the heck's going on, but they're asking a lot for me to figure out technology on the run here. So anyway, I got to figure it out. We're good.
All right. You got your AirPods. You're able to connect those. I'm impressed. You look good.
That's because they connect themselves pretty much. So
Yeah.
I can handle that task. Yeah.
You're one of those guys. Remember when Bluetooth first came out and like you'd be standing at a urinal and the guy next to you is, you don't know if he's talking to you or the wall and he's got the earpiece in the other ear. Oh, he's talking, he can't even stop
I never
talking on
had
the
that trouble,
phone.
Daryl. I'm not looking at conversation next to somebody, a stranger at that, at a urinal. I mean, I know you'll
Well,
talk to anybody at any time, and that's
yeah.
just not who I am. So I can't really get on the same page with you on this one.
Yeah. You never know where you're going to make friends. I mean, got to have an open mind. But, well, anyway,
All right, good talk.
yeah, that's the end of this show, Rick. See you next time. Um, so Jack Nedrow brings some really good young depth to your starting staff.
Yeah.
How about our next signing this week? Who do we have next?
Yeah, so if signed left-handed pitcher Dawson Lane, who's coming to us also from the American Association. He played with the Gary South Shore Railcats last year, and young man that reached out looking to make a change of leagues and coming off a real fine season. Sent me some video and had some pro day workouts, and TrackMan data was really good. The velocity was in the low 90s, and the movement on it was all good. And looks like he's finally developed a little bit of a strikeout pitch. So excited to give him an opportunity to come to this league and see what he can do in a bullpen situation.
6'5" lefty, 26 years old, Dawson Lane. Um, yeah, what kind of stuff? I mean, I know you don't have necessarily left on left matchup guys anymore. They have to go at least three hitters, but
Yeah.
how's he profile?
Well, that's a really good question. I think he profiles perfect for what we're looking for. I mean, somebody that can wear many hats in your bullpen. He's pitched long relief. He can pitch short release. I think he was pitching like the seventh inning last year, and then he had some spot starts. But I talked to a friend of mine that was in that league that saw him start, saw him do really well as a starter. But that's not what we're going to bring him here for. Um, I think we all know I try to find bullpen guys, or at least multiple bullpen guys that can give you six outs if need be. Just one inning bullpen guys can be hard to make it work. So um, it looks like we're signing another a left-hander. The velocity's good. It's like 91 to 94. Um, breaking ball's kind of in between, not a curveball, but not quite a power slider either. So the shape on it looked okay. Change up was serviceable, but throw strikes and could get multiple innings. So we're just going to have to find a slot for him somewhere where he can hopefully bridge us to some of the high leverage guys at the back end.
All right, Dawson Lane, this will be his fifth pro season. He initially broke into the pro level in the United Shore League. That's that league that hosts four teams in Michigan, all at the same spot. We've had some other guys come through there. Then he went to the Frontier League with the New York Boulders, a teammate of Joe DeLuca when he was with New York.
Nice
Uh,
homework, Daryl.
I'm doing it right now, actually.
Oh,
Then he went to the Pioneer League with a couple of teams in 2024. And then Gary last year, 5-3 with a 3.73 ERA for those Railcats, 26 outings, five starts, good stat line across the board. Is Gary a hitter's park or a pitcher's park?
well, they've changed the dimensions in that ballpark. It used to be a pitcher's park where you just couldn't hit it out left center field, center, or right center, or right field line. They moved the wall in from right field and built the bullpens out there now. So you can give up some home runs in right field and Gary, but left field, it's not real deep, but it's got like a 25-foot wall. Just it's not necessarily what I would consider to be a hitter's park, but there's some spots now since they changed the dimensions a little bit. But um, when you're King County's a good place to pitch, but other than Milwaukee's a good place to pitch. But Chicago, Lake Country, some of the other places in the American Association are quite challenging to say the least. But I wouldn't say the Railcat Stadium is a pitcher friendly or a hitter friendly ballpark, but um, it's a little bit easier to get if you're a left-handed pull hitter than it used to be.
Well, how's this for homework? Not only was he Joe DeLuca's pro teammate, his first full pro season in college, he was Jacob Teeter's teammate with the Florida Southern Moccasins.
Small world, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
It seems like a
Um,
lot of our guys know each other or played with each other. A lot of our position guys seem like they already know each other. So,
really?
yeah, we might have a good little situation going on in our clubhouse.
Well, I was going to ask you, did Dawson come recommended by either of those guys or
I never heard a word from Teeter about Dawson. Dawson reached out, and then I made some calls to some managers in the American Association that had a chance to see him pitch against them, but it wasn't from Teeter.
yeah. Well, that's the same program where JT Henson had legendary status. Now he was a
Yeah,
couple of, I think he was as a freshman, or I'm sorry, when Teeter was a freshman, JT was still there. So those two overlapped. Dawson missed him by a couple years, but
yeah, good baseball program there. They've been good for a long time.
got yourself a little pipeline to Florida
Maybe.
Southern.
Well, let's keep it coming. JT worked out pretty good for us, so
Yeah.
hopefully Teeter and Dawson will as well.
All right, Rick. Well, Jack Nedrow, Dawson Lane, two pitchers this week. We appreciate it. We'll go back to letting you board up the windows and whatever you have to
Yeah.
do.
Stay
But
safe.
how's it looking out there right now?
Cloudy. I think we're
Yeah.
in a little bit of a break right now, so I'm not sure. I just got a weather alert from the Weather Channel, so I guess something must be brewing that's going to be arriving here soon.
All right. This is noontime as we're speaking. So, all right, Rick. Well,
All right, bud.
hopefully we'll speak next week.
Well, that would be great. I'd look forward to it. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Thank you. We'll see
See you,
you.
bud. Bye
All
bye.
right. Bye.
Revolution!